Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to Talking Mom's Growth with me, Tiffany. I am excited because I'm doing a lot of different things with this YouTube channel, and I'm very excited, y'all. I feel like it's moving in a direction that Holy Spirit is asking me to move into, and I feel really good about it. So if you notice some changes to the page, if you notice some changes to the description, we are moving into, you guys know this has been a channel of Uncover the Unspoken. And so I'm making sure that it's known that we're putting everything on the table. When it comes to personal growth, you have to do that. When it comes to personal development, professional development, spiritual development, you have to put everything out on the table within a reference of truth and light and love. And so just being in a space of owning it, I'm excited. I'm excited, y'all. So, hey, y'all. This is still Next Level Transformation Community. As always, don't get it twisted. You guys are still fam, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you want to be a part of the community, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Just saying, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I pray everybody is doing absolutely amazing. You're embodying truth, light, and love with who you are, but also surrounding yourself with individuals that embodies it as well. Where you go, people you hang with, people you talk to, people you do business with. Just saying, keep it a buck. Also, I'm making a point to be more direct in these episodes. I can definitely be long-winded, and Holy Spirit was like, that is a major change that you have to do because you're losing people with the extensive version. I don't want to do that. I still want to reach the masses, and I can do so as just being direct in the message and not fluffing it, right? I'm not a fluffer anyway, but I can be long-winded. And he said, you got to get to the point of getting your point across. So I'm keeping the episodes down a little bit, but as always, Holy Spirit is guiding me, He's directing me, He's keeping me on His path, keeping me on this journey, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I am definitely open for change, whether it requires me letting things go, adjusting things, whatever He's calling me to do. I think this has been the most open I've ever been, and it feels good. It feels good, and it's teaching me that we can't be so tied to anything on this earth because we're only here for a short time, not a long time, right? And so I love it. I thank Him for getting me to this point. It was hard, trust me. So, but I think this episode, y'all, we're going to talk about be the example. And I love this because He gave this to me at like 3 in the morning. Not last night, but like a time He speaks to me in late nights and early mornings. And so He gave it to me at 3 in the morning. And I was just like, this is part of growth development, which this is what I do. And He said, this is why you got to talk about it. A lot of us miss that part in our healing. A lot of us miss that part in our growth. And a lot of us miss that part in our evolvement. When we are trying to operate in our higher self, we miss that we have to be the example. It's not enough to just tell people how to get there. It's not enough of just delivering certain sayings, catchphrases, messages, webinars. That's not enough. We have to embody it. And one thing that He made sure I convey, it's hard. It's hard being the example. Not simply because you have all eyes on you, but simply because you gain a different level of criticism about yourself. We all have some sense of self-criticism at different calibers, at different ends of the spectrum. We all have some self-criticism about ourselves. Some can be actually healthy because we're keeping ourselves aligned and in check, but some can be excessive and some can be self-sabotaging in a way where we're talking ourselves out of the blessings that He has. But when we're embodying being the example of healing, being the example of growth, and being the example of involvement in how we are operating in our highest truth, you have to understand the magnitude of how you have to carry yourself. It's not enough to just talk the talk. You got to walk the walk. You got to be action based when you're the example. And this is why I say it's so hard, because so many people love to just talk. There's a lot of spit hitters out here, right? There's a lot of people that just blow hot air and don't know how to put forth no movement behind it. Hey, it's I don't understand it, but it is. It's a lot of people that just prefer to talk a good game, right? And but being the example, you got to do more action than you do talking. You got to do more walking than you do talking when you are being the example. And this is why he said it's challenging, but it embodies your spiritual alignment when you're being the example. You're making sure that you're walking in authentic truth, but purity. And no, it doesn't require perfection when you're being the example. I want to make that very clear. That can be the misconception. That can be the disconnect with a lot of people. They feel as if that being the example requires that you can't make mistakes. No, you're human. We're going to make mistakes. This is where I was discussing the self-criticism, the different levels when it comes to it, because when you feel like you can't make mistakes, you feel like you have to walk in a perfective line or live a perfect life, that's when you start self-sabotaging yourself. I know, subconsciously. Being the example is understanding that you're going to have mistakes, you're going to fall short, you're going to have some shortcomings, yet you have the wisdom, the knowledge, and the tool to correct, to fix, to refocus, to realign. That's being the example. Being the example is not having somebody to constantly check you, check yourself. Because you have the wisdom, you have the knowledge, because you're spitting it out in all of these webinars, seminars, you're spitting it out on all these podcasts. You got the wisdom, you got the knowledge, you got the tools, you got the resources. Now you got to implement them when you fall short. This is why it's so difficult, because when you experience some tough moments in your life, when you go through some financial heartache, when you go through some disappointment, when you experience a tragic loss in your life, you lose all the wisdom, you lose all the knowledge, you lose all the awareness, because it rocked you. It rocked you to a point where you don't know what to do. You get in that space of like, thank you, Holy Spirit, spiritually. When we experience, and I want to use this, when we experience a traumatic death of someone that was close to us, someone that was near and dear to us, we get to the space of saying, God, why me? Not understanding that we already understand his calling. We already understand his way. We already understand his truth and his word. Yet, we ask why. How can you be there? Sorry if y'all hear my dog. How can you be there for others in that time of despair and you lose the wisdom that he gave you to understand that yourself? Right? How is that? How is that? Make it make sense. That's why I said being an example is difficult. It is. It's not for the weak and faint of heart. It's challenging because you have to constantly sit back within his word every time something doesn't go your way. Anytime you go through a difficult moment, every time you feel as if life is really beating you up, but you got to walk in the space of knowing that it's all aligning for your good. It's a reason, it's a purpose. You got to be the example. You can't, and it's not a matter of you can't let nobody see you hurt. No, let them see you hurt. Let them see you feel it. Let them see you cry. Let them see you ache. Let them see you so they know, for example, yes, we go through things, you feel it, but you don't stay there. That's being the example, is being honest. The mask that a lot of people are wearing. A lot of us are wearing masks where we're saying that we don't feel, we don't go through things, we don't experience things unless we talk about it in a sense of helping somebody else. But when there's nobody to help, like we don't feel, we don't show it. This is the struggle of being the example. You have to be an example, not just behind closed doors, but on stage too. And one of the things that I encourage everybody is to, if you want to figure out how to do that, dive into his word to gain a level of understanding of what you have to embody, which is truth, light, and love for yourself, for your circumstance, your situation, and for others. That's how you be the example. That's how you embody it. That's how you walk it. Whether the truth hurts, whether the light is too bright that you want to revert back to your darkness, whether the love is overwhelming that you just want to hate them, it doesn't matter. You got to embody it. That's being the example. And we got to work towards being the example versus telling somebody else to do it. We got to embody it, right? I love y'all. Thank you as always diving into Talking Wrong Together with me, Tiffany. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate y'all. Go ahead and share with your friends, share with your mama, share with your cousins, share with your girlfriend, share with your sneaky link. Let them know. Personal growth is for everybody. I love y'all and appreciate y'all. Be a blessing unto others, but know that y'all blessed too.